Off we go. Outside world, there we go. Okay, I'm not gonna get riled up because reality isn't real. It's not even real. Nothing is real. So when I get emotionally reactive to things, I know it in the back of my head that I'm losing. You lose immediately if you get emotionally reactive to like traffic or... I mean, there's so much traffic here. Everyone is basically standing still. I'm blocking the road. I'm just trying to merge between two cars and then they're not letting me through. Like, dude, why are you not letting me through? And you too, why are you not letting me through? Just fucking let me through. Okay, I cannot swear in Dubai. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Hey, buried alive, someone come dig me up.
Shush! That was a nice little fart. I like to like... Honestly, this is not the car you do that with though. It's a fast car brand, but the car is not the fast car of the fast car brand, you know what I'm saying? So apparently, I mean, this is something that I've already known for a very long time, is that when you have a new car, you have to wait until you already have driven at least like 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers with it before you start driving fast with it, because we call it rodage, I think, in Belgium. Like you have to let the car get, the engine has to like, you know, take its shape and get his flow going before you actually start going into high tours. Damn, I actually don't know how to say anything in English. I have such a language handicap. I'm here making English content and I don't know how to say half of the words I'm using. So what I wanted to talk about is about like calendars, flow of new clients when you have an agency or when you have a business, and the need to get new clients, the need to get business. So the tricky part is that when you start growing as a business and you have like employees and things to pay, it's more and more important that you keep getting customers, right? Because you have to make payroll, you have to be able to cover your costs. So over the last year, I was in that position quite often where things were a little bit stressful. Even when we were doing like good months, like, you know, some things come up also in life, some unexpected costs, all of a sudden you need a bunch of money for a bunch of different things. And you're like, okay, now sometimes you're at a position where you're like, okay, now it's very important for me to sign a couple of new clients this week, because otherwise it's all gonna be a little bit tight, you know. You don't want to be in a position where you have to like, puzzle things in order to make payroll. I think a lot of business owners are often in that position. And what I learned, and this is something, you know, like you can call it like big BS. It's like, it could be a coincidence. It could be like because it's not like, it cannot be scientifically proven, I guess, only because of like being in a certain situation many times and then constantly noticing the same pattern again and again. That's what I'm talking from my own experience, right? So I'm not saying that this is necessarily the truth, because I also haven't figured out reality yet and I don't know what's real, and I'm not sure about anything really, right? Life is all about like faith and kind of trusting something and trusting a process and thinking that something is right, not being 100% sure about it. So that's kind of the position in which I am when I talk about these things. So basically, I feel like when you detach from the importance of needing a certain result. So for example, I was in the position quite often over the last year that I had to get clients in order to make things work, right? And the more at the moments where it was really important for me to sign clients, that's when it was like when it started to become more and more important. I feel like my pipeline was getting dry. It was harder for me to close clients. It was harder for making people say yes. And I feel like maybe it's because potential clients feel that you're eager to get clients, that it's harder for them to trust you. And there's probably a lot of things that play its role here, right? But what I want to say is that the more you are eager to get something, if you chase something, it will go away from you, right? Chasing, attracting, you all know the story. But it's actually very real, because as soon as you kind of like let go of the outcome and the result and let go of the need of getting clients, and I was in that position quite often where it was really important for me to get clients, and then at a certain point I was like, oh fuck it, what's the worst that can happen, you know? My business goes bankrupt, fuck it, I'm still gonna be alive, I'm still gonna be able to do something else, I'm young. And as soon as I started like talking to myself like that, like kind of not adding any importance to the outcome anymore, and I'm like, fuck it, we'll see how it goes, you know? You kind of tap into that abundance state of like, I accept everything the way it is, and you're just gonna start doing the work in the sales process for the love of the work and the process itself, rather than the need for the outcome. And as soon as you start operating on these levels, it's funny, but then the universe starts working in these strange ways. And then all of a sudden you're gonna get like inquiries and old leads that are hitting you up from before. And that's then at the moment where it's actually very important that these things start happening, right? Because you're close to like almost getting in trouble. But as soon as you're at that point where you're almost getting in trouble and you're really like fuck, now I'm gonna get fucked, you know? And if you then kind of let go and you're like, you accept that the worst might happen, then all of a sudden miracles start happening, because you kind of tap into this trusting the universe and trusting God to take care of it. And that's kind of the point that I want to make. As soon as you give your worries to whichever power upstairs is making the plans and is responsible for everything, right? You can call it God, you can call it the universe. Everyone has their own beliefs, and I think everyone is right and wrong in some sense. But so as soon as you start letting go of the need of something, you're gonna attract the exact thing that you were needing and you were craving before. And that's very weird. That's probably one of the most prominent experiences of my life that I can talk about from the last couple of years, actually, really. The main experience was last year, that we were really like, actually we just got started with our new offer and we weren't doing that much revenue, and we were really like getting fucked on many levels, especially financially. And we were like at a point where we were like, okay, like honestly, I accept whatever outcome. If things are not gonna start working now, after a month from now, we're gonna have to shut everything down and we're gonna have to do something different, and we're gonna have to get a job, and you know, like, then it's not gonna work. But for now, fuck it, let's just stop being so eager and so frustrated, because we were very frustrated because we were not getting clients. And we tapped into this like fuck it mode, where we were like, fuck it, we'll see. We accepted everything going wrong. We accepted every outcome. And as soon as we did that, it's the weirdest thing. Our ads started generating more leads. We were getting better leads, better calls. We were getting on calls with people who were like, there was zero friction. They didn't have any objections. They were ready to move forward right now. Paf, we sign a client. We sign another client. And another one, and another one, and another one. And this situation actually repeated itself at many different levels and stages throughout the year. Because in the beginning it was like, okay, you were barely making any money and you kind of have to start making money, and you're getting some personal debt and whatever. But we didn't really have any overheads or costs or payroll. Now there's way more responsibilities, right? So now we have like 8 people, a team of 8 people that we have to make payroll for every single month, and higher ad costs, and just like a lot of big monthly commitments. Also personally, we pay a lot, I find, for our real estate, like the apartments we rent. We also have a mortgage on another apartment, like an investment property, and blah blah blah. We have a lot of like way more monthly costs right now than we had in summer last year. So now there's this different level of importance, right? And we had some moments, just for example, like in March now, with the geopolitical situation and the Iran war and whatever. All of a sudden we lost half of our clients, and we kind of knew. I made a whole YouTube video about this when we were in the middle of that position, which is crazy. I had so much faith that the same thing was gonna happen that happened to us last summer. I had so much faith that we were gonna get like a bunch of clients elsewhere in order to save our business. And that's exactly what happened. It's like the universe like rewarded us for having that faith and letting go of the outcome. And let me be honest, that was not the case the first 2 weeks of March. The first 2 weeks we were kind of stressed out and emotionally reactive. And I mean, not really stressed out. We knew it deep inside of us that we were like gonna fix it, but we had to take action, of course, right? So there was a little bit of nervousness. And during the entire month of March, when there was like that faith mixed with anxiety, we weren't closing any clients. It was really hard for us to like switch industries and switch countries and do something else and go a different direction. So it was actually really hard for us to keep having that faith, because we saw our costs rising. We doubled down on certain ads because, right, we had to start new campaigns and new ads in different industries and different markets in order to try and get some clients out of it. So on the one hand, our costs all of a sudden skyrocketed, and on the other hand, our income, like our revenue, like halved, right? So we weren't doing really good in March. And then beginning of April, we're still not doing good. But then there was like this moment where I kind of like reminded myself of last summer, where I was like, I just have to let go and I have to accept any outcome. Because it was like, beginning April, we were like, okay, if we're really not gonna close any clients, if we're really not gonna fix this, you know, it's gonna take like another month and then we're like running dry and then we cannot make payroll anymore and then we're literally gonna go bankrupt, right? And knowing that and having that stress because of that in the month of March, that's what was blocking us, because we were very eager to close new clients because we needed these clients because we were losing clients so fast. I mean, we didn't lose clients, by the way. We just, like, a lot of clients, they paused their services because they wanted to save their marketing budget out of fear because of the geopolitical situation, right? And then it's indeed up to me, client success, sales, to kind of make sure that doesn't happen. But of course, in reality, a lot of businesses, they just cut their marketing budgets and we were their marketing spent, right? So that's why a lot of businesses paused in March when this whole situation started happening here. But anyways, at that point we were really eager to sign new clients, and it was very important. That's the thing, that's the word that I want to focus on here, importance. It was all of a sudden very important for us to sign new clients, and that was the problem. That's why we weren't signing any new clients. And then when I kind of remembered that whole situation that we went through, and also a couple times throughout the year, but like mainly last summer, I was like, as soon as I accepted any possible outcome, good things started happening. And I did the exact same thing beginning of April, and I told my brother, you know, like, fuck it, it'll come. God will take care of us. Like, if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be that we're successful, and if this is not meant to be, then this is not meant to be, and then we'll find another solution. Like, miracles have happened to us all the time. Every time we started like having faith in the universe and in the process and in our own subconscious mind that we would be able to figure things out, that was always rewarded. So I was like, the universe never let us down. So why would it let us down right now? And I really truly feel that the vision that was placed in my heart is destined to be aligned with reality. And if this is the way we're gonna fulfill that vision, then this is the way, and if not, then not. But either way, it's good to me. I'm very confident in reaching my goals, and one way or the other, we'll get there, you know? So I kind of accepted any possible outcome beginning of April, and guess what? All of a sudden again, from here and there, new opportunities, a partnership with one of my good friends, got some clients out of there. As soon as we started signing clients there, I had all of a sudden 2 existing clients who asked me, can we pay the next 3 months up front? What the hell? These things usually don't happen. All of a sudden clients wanted to pay us up front, and that's something that we didn't ask for. They came to us with that idea. And then in that same week, we started onboarding and closing new clients. My sales closer was like, oh, close another deal. Oh, close another deal. Oh, here, can you send a contract to that person? That person wants to revise the contract. Oh, contract is good. All right, cool. Onboarding call scheduled. Right, they're gonna pay right now. And all of a sudden, these payments are coming in so easily, right? And in March, when we were really like eager for every payment because we were losing so many clients, there were also existing clients that we didn't lose, but their payment bounced, or they postponed, or When you need money, it's so fucking hard to get it. It's so fucking hard to get money when you need it. But as soon as you, and I know it's super hard when you're getting, because I've been in that situation so many times. It's so fucking hard that when you need to get something and you're not getting it, it's so hard to let go. But that's when you have to start becoming, you cannot be an atheist at that point. You cannot be you have to believe in something bigger that's taking care of you. And you have to accept any possible outcome. And you have to trust the fact that you'll be fine in the end. You'll be fine. Doesn't matter what happens, you'll be fine. And then you get exactly what you want. I'm just gonna focus on my work and being the best version of myself and being aligned with the person that I wanna become, and I'm gonna focus on the quality of my work. I'm gonna do my best for my clients. I'm gonna do my best for my team. I'm gonna make sure that I pay them before everything else. I'm gonna take care of my team. I'm gonna talk with them. I'm gonna put in more work. I'm gonna make more creatives, more ads, doing more sales calls. Even if there's so much pressure, I'm just gonna ignore the pressure. The pressure is gone now mentally because I accept any possible outcome, and I'm just gonna go to the end. Until the end. And I'm just gonna focus on my sales process itself rather than the outcome. I don't want people to pay me anymore at that point, right? Because if that's what you want, it's gonna be very hard to get. But if you just focus on the quality and providing people value and just let it up to them, and you don't chase any payments, you don't fuck it, you just focus on the quality of your work and what you do, then all of a sudden it goes so effortlessly. Ping, 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 I'm getting these Stripe notifications here and there. This payment came through, this payment came through, this payment came through. And then you're operating from a mode of abundance, you know? And when you and that's also an important part. When money is tight, even with your personal expenses, if you start going down that route and getting into that mindset of I have to save money here, and all of a sudden you're gonna say that is expensive, and that is expensive, and I cannot spend any money on that, and that's maybe not a smart thing to do. Then you get into this lack mindset instead of an abundance mindset. As soon as you start spiraling down in that lack mindset, is going to be very hard to get out of that. And you have to make sure that you stay in that abundance state. And an abundance state, you don't have to have a lot of money in order to be in a mental state of abundance. A mental state of abundance means that even if you have only $50 in your bank account, and you're in a store and you like a shirt that's $35, just buy the shirt and trust in God, trust in the process that your food will be on the table. There will be a way that new money is going to start coming in, and because at that moment when you do that, you kind of show faith in a higher power that's going to be taking care of you. And if you are way too lacking and you're you want to have everything under control, and you're I'm not going to spend any money on this anymore, and blah blah blah, and we have to cut costs and this and that, then you are so anxious, and worrying actually means a lack of faith. And if you don't have faith, then you're not going to be rewarded for your faith, because the faith is not there anymore. And then you're just going to attract more lack. If you're in a state and a mindset of lack, you're going to be a magnet for bad things to happen in your life. You're going to be a magnet for poverty. You're going to be a magnet for losing things, loss, lack. I cannot even say these words too many times because I'm scared of it, you know? You have to operate out of health, success, abundance, good fortune, luck. I'm a lucky guy. I'm lucky all the time. And I actually get so lucky in these moments where I need to be lucky that it's it cannot be a coincidence. I cannot always be lucky as soon as when I need to get lucky, because that's these are miracles, you know? And I feel these miracles are happening way too often in my life in order for me to ignore it and not talk about it. So I'm sharing this knowledge with anyone who's watching this video, anyone who cares. It's 200 views that I'm gonna get on this video. There's 200 people who are watching this and are in a situation where they can kind of resonate with the situation I'm in, or I was in. And don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna be in that situation. That's the thing. Sometimes maybe I'm kind of in that situation too much. I'm becoming pretty fearless because of my high faith and trust in the universe taking care of me. As soon as you start letting go, you're gonna attract everything you need. You just need to let go. You just need to accept any possible outcome. You don't have to get that anxious feeling in your stomach anymore. It's not necessary. No one deserves that. You don't deserve that. that feeling of like needing money for something and needing to make things work, because it's awful, you know, it sucks. And that awful feeling becomes like an awfulness magnet, and everything in your life is gonna collapse. You have to do everything good at the same time. You have to try and do your best and be aligned with the person that you want to become. If you have certain goals, just think about what type of person do I need to, what type of person is the person that has these goals and these things? Do they still have the same behaviors as the behavior that I have right now? No, they maybe wake up earlier. There may be a little bit more there may be a little bit less this and that. And try to already align with that person who you think is going to be the person that has these things, that has reached these goals. And then it's gonna go so fast if you just like trust the process, and if you don't worry, if you don't get anxious, and if you don't add any importance to the things that you do and the outcome of the things that you're doing. Don't add any importance to it. Nothing is important. We don't even know what this entire universe is. Like, why are we flying on a rock in space? What does all of this even fucking mean? You know, it doesn't matter. It maybe just all doesn't matter. Life's not supposed to be taken so seriously. Everyone takes life so seriously, and taking life seriously comes with adding that importance to everything that you do and the outcome of everything that you do. But then you're like trapped, because you're never gonna be fully in control of it, because if you feel like you have to be in control of everything, then my mind would collapse, you know? You kind of have to give your worries to something else and trust in a higher power that's taking care of you. And all of a sudden you're gonna feel that higher power actually taking care of you as a reward for the faith that you have in that higher power. I'm very happy actually that I'm able to formulate this in front of a camera, because I didn't used to have that. So maybe that also means something. If there's one thing that I do know, is that I don't know that much, you know? And I stole that from some sort of, like, I don't know which philosopher said that. But there's like a famous philosopher who said that. I think it's Socrates or Plato, I don't know. That's the thing, I don't know. That's the whole point. You don't know, no one knows. If you think you have to know, you're lost. If you think everything is important, you're lost. What you do is important. The outcome of what you're doing is not important. Just have a pure intention to where you're gonna go. Like getting a letter out of your mailbox, you know? You know it's already yours, you just don't have it in your hands yet. You're just gonna get it with pure intention. You're not like anxious of like, oh, the letter, I need to have the letter. So yeah, just go take it. Go take it. And that's how you have to treat your goals. Just go take it. If it's not working immediately, fine. Try some other things. Just keep pushing and have faith that it's gonna work, and all of a sudden things will work out. You also do have to deserve it though. So you have to make sure that you do try hard enough, but try hard in a way that you put in the effort, you provide value, you make sure that you deserve what you get, but don't try hard as in, oh, I need this outcome and otherwise I will be so frustrated and so mad, because then you're gonna get frustration, and out of frustration actions, you're gonna get frustration outcomes. Nothing matters, nothing is important. Also, what people think of you is not important at all. People add way too much importance to like what other people say and think. Like, people are fucking people. People are like, not like, what? That's my main message here. Nothing is important. Nothing is important. And as soon as you start treating life and everything that you do and all the outcomes of what you want that way, all of a sudden these non-important things are gonna get to you, because you just have a pure intention of getting what you want. You can want something, but I think it's more about the intention to have. If you want, you desire, it's good to have strong desires, but desire means a dependence on the outcome. If there's too much desire, then there's dependence on the outcome. And that means that if you don't have the outcome, you're gonna be negatively affected. And that means that the outcome will become important. But it cannot be important. You have to reduce importance. Life's an experience, so negative things, positive things, they all make a story as interesting. So if you have a big failure, good. It makes your story interesting. Big failures are as interesting as big successes. You need to have both. So accept everything the way it is. Have a pure intention and a pure vision, and have faith that the vision you have is at some point destined to be aligned with reality. And if you operate from that state of mind and state of being, you're gonna tap into the abundance of the universe, and all of a sudden things are gonna start working out. I'm speaking to you. I'm treating the camera as speaking to one person. So person who is watching this video up until now, you're the exact person that I'm speaking to, because that means that you resonate with this video. You're probably in the same situation as me, or you have gone through these same experiences, or you're in that situation right now where you add a lot of importance to the outcome. You're a little bit desperate, but I promise you, just let go. You just have to fail faster. The faster you fail, the faster you will get to that one thing that succeeds. So fail faster, keep going. Don't worry, no one is gonna kill you because you're in trouble on a business level, right? The whole world is in trouble. Look what's going on in the world. I mean, what the hell does it even matter? Nothing matters. Nothing is important. Just keep going. Thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Peace out.